Welcome us in today. Oh, it's like the voice of God coming in. Welcome all. Welcome to the light and love that is Unity of Lawrence. And as you can see from my headgear, it's kind of fall weather out here, so the beanies, it's in session now. In Unity, we begin everything with prayer. Let's take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us and listen to this prayer. With full hearts and open minds, we gather today to accept the endless possibilities of peace on earth and peace in our hearts. We acknowledge the existence of pain and injustice in the world, but we also acknowledge limitless love and our limitless being. We welcome our divine inheritance as co-creators. We know that we are already standing in the light of love, of healing, and of transformation. And so it is. Amen. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray with you one-on-one. If there is anything in your heart to be held in prayer, we invite you to see Diane. Where are you, Diane? There she is. After today's service at the front of the sanctuary. Our chaplains will also pray with you during the week. Just fill out one of those little lavender prayer request slips and place it in the wooden bags outside the office. Chaplains can also visit in times of need. Just please let the office know. And remember, all prayers are confidential. And now, let's join Holly in singing, I Start My Day.
Good morning. Let's stand up together. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel the sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. And now let's greet each other with a love. We start our day with joy as well. We say hello to those out there on Zoom, Facebook, welcome. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start start my day with joy. Everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love.
Beautiful, thank you. You know, I grew up in the Catholic tradition. I gotta say, it was kind of, you know, every Sunday it was a competition to see who could sing the most softly. Anyone else? And here at Unity, it's like the exact opposite. It's like we sing to see who can be the most joyful and the most boisterous. I just love that. And now it's time for our Unity intentions. Please affirm with me together Unity's founding principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity of Lawrence vision statement. United in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And finally, our Unity of Lawrence mission statement. We are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. And speaking of inspiring transformation, now let us please welcome back our special musical guest, Tim Behrens.
Thank you. Lately I've been sitting with the feeling that I'm lost in my own dream. Getting all the things I wished would have been the last, I guess it seems. That nothing turns out right when you think you found your sight, and life is just a trip you walk between. The things you're here to learn and all the times that you get burned, the love, the loss, the joy, a winding stream. You never know the cost till you're turned around and lost. Blink and it's all gone, what's it mean? What's it mean? Lately I've been wandering, silently and pondering the race. And all the things I was pining for mean a little less than nothing more, I'll face it. That nothing feels so wrong when you turn, your love is gone, and your heart has found the truth you wish they'd seen. Things you're here to learn and all the times that you get burned, the love, the loss, the joy, a winding stream. And you never know the cost till you're turned around and lost. Blink and it's all gone, what's it mean? What's it mean? And somewhere along the way, all the things you could have said could tell a story louder than your song. And maybe there's still time to walk that finest line of a life that's learned and lived and gifted long. 'Cause the things you're here to learn and all the times that you got burned, the love, the loss, the joy, a winding stream. You never know the cost till you're turned around and lost. If you blink it, it's all gone. What's it mean? What's it mean?
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tim. Cindy Smarsh, a.k.a. Cindy D. Whitmer, a.k.a. Unity Board President, a.k.a. our favorite person, is a coach, counselor, speaker, author, who has over 35 years of experience helping people transform their lives. We're feeling really punchy this morning, and we're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this seriously, Cindy. You brought a potato and put it on the stage. What am I going to do? She genuinely loves people, nature, travel, and curling. Oh, with a great book, not with my own kind. She lives outside of Lawrence on 10 acres with her beloved husband, Ed, with whom she shares 10 kids and grandkids who live all over the world. She believes love is the answer to everything. And now, in case you were wondering, why is there a potato and an egg and some coffee on the stage? Here is our beloved Cindy to tell us why. Please welcome Cindy.
Well, if I'm your favorite person now, I might not be by the time I get done with this talk, but we'll see, hopefully. I did not ask her to say that, I'm just saying. But thank you, you're funny, you're funny. So, welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you all here in the room. So good to have you here on Zoom as well. I invite you in the room with us this morning. And we're going to talk about total acceptance. Total acceptance, okay? Acceptance of ourselves, 100%. Acceptance of everybody else, 100%. And acceptance of life, 100%. Okay, so let's get started. So, I am guessing that you could think of something you don't accept about yourself right now, right? Who can? Yeah, right. Doesn't even take 2 seconds. Right, for us to do that. So I want you to think for a minute about whatever that is or whatever those things are and ask yourself, how is this affecting my life that I don't accept this about me? Okay, just think about that for a second. Okay, and what is it costing you in your life that you don't accept yourself in this area? Because it is costing you something. Okay? Okay. So let's sit with that for a minute, but let's think about how can we start to accept ourselves? Well, first of all, let's just put it out there that we're human, right? Yes, Unity believes we are spiritual beings, but we are here having a human experience on earth. And what that means is that we're not perfect, or we're imperfectly perfect. Right? So let's just keep that in mind, that we are human beings having an earthly experience. And so none of us are perfect, right? None of us are everything we all want to be. And so what's important for us to learn here in the human experience is to give grace to ourselves, right? And forgive ourselves and learn about self-compassion and what that really means. And our good friend Jay Pryor teaches us about this regularly, right? So grace, forgiveness, self-compassion. If you put all those things on that thing you don't accept about yourself, imagine what could start to shift. At the same time, I want you to notice things that you love and appreciate about yourself. Can you think of those also? Okay, So let's agree, every time you think of something you do not accept about yourself, I want you to think of 5 things you love and appreciate about yourself, because we want this voice to be louder, right? We want to douse out this one. So we all have an inner critic, right? That's that voice in your head that's telling you you're not enough, you're not okay, this is wrong with you, what's wrong with you. But we also have an inner coach. And the coach is the supportive, empowering voice in your head that sees you for who you really are. Okay? So that inner critic that picks on you and picks at you and so forth, actually it's not trying to debilitate you. It's trying to help you see where you're falling short with yourself. Then you want to let your inner coach come in and take over. How can I grow? How can I shift this so it works better for me in my life? So the critic is there to help you, but you don't want to live and believe the critic too long. Just long enough to see, okay, I'm not comfortable with this about me. Let me bring in my inner coach to help me grow with that and build on knowing that. Okay? So the unity principle, I think it's 2, that says you are God, actually, and God is all good. Now, if you really believe that unity principle, then acceptance ought to be easier, right? Because God is all good and you are God. Okay? So imagine what that can do for you. Also, Worldwide Ministries says people are created with sacred worth. Sacred worth. That sounds good to me. It also says that we do not discriminate based on age, race, sexual orientation, gender, creed, religion, nationality. I mean, none of it, right? No discrimination here. And I would add to that list your size, your shape, your educational level, your bank accounts, your careers, your choices, your history, your whatever, anything you thought of this morning. All right? So, remember that there is nothing. There's literally nothing about you, and nothing that you've done or not done, nothing you've chosen, nothing that can keep you separate from the God that is you. Okay. So what about accepting other people? Now I want you to think about somebody you love and something you don't accept about them. Can you think of something? I've got one right here, boom, right? And who is it of? My husband is actually who I'm thinking, oh, I don't like this about him, right? It's usually someone very close to us because it matters so much, right? We have such a close relationship. So as you're thinking about this, I want you to ask yourself, how is it affecting your relationship with that person? Maybe it's your children, maybe it's your coworkers, neighbors, it could be anybody in your family, your friends, it could be somebody sitting in here in the room. You know, how's it affecting your relationship with them? Even if you think they don't know that you don't accept something about them or accept them. And what's it costing you in that relationship and in your life? Because again, it costs us to feel these things, for sure. Okay, so the definition of acceptance is the ability to see that others have a right to their own thoughts, to their own opinions, to their own ideas, and to agree that we can accept their uniqueness and let go of our desire to change them. Okay? And in a relationship, it means valuing our differences without criticism. Okay. Wow, right? Wow. So I had a friend up in Iowa. I lived up there 17 years in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and her name was Cheryl. She was married to Jim. And Cheryl, like me, went to the Community of Christ denomination in those years, and her husband was Catholic. So very different religious backgrounds there. And they were married a long time until her death in 2015. He was also a workaholic. They were both academics. They were both very big professional people, but he was a self-proclaimed workaholic. Worked days, nights, weekends. I mean, this guy in his 70s went to law school for enlightenment. Okay, I'm serious. He's a great guy. But anyway, I asked her once, how do you guys have such a great marriage? You're so different. How do you do it? Because they really did have a wonderful relationship. And she said 2 words. She said, total acceptance. And I was like, wow, exactly, wow. Take notes, Cindy, right? Yeah, so let's talk about that. What makes it easier? What might help us to move the needle in our accepting of other people in our lives? Well, number 1 is that the best way for you to be more able to accept other people is to start right here and accept yourself. Because the more loving and compassionate and gracious you can be to yourself, the more you will bring that energy into all of your relationships. Okay, so the work starts right here like it always does, right? Okay, another thing is that, when you do not accept someone, you're judging them, right? If I don't accept something about you, I'm judgmental about you. And I don't think any of us really want to think that about ourselves, right? The other thing is that when you need to be right, those times in your life when you need to be right, that means you have to make somebody else wrong for you to be right. And again, that is not conducive to growing together. And do we really know everything every time about every situation? Probably not, right? So non-acceptance is seeing all negativity. It's a negative viewpoint. And so we want to bring in that positive viewpoint because guess what? With every single person in your life, it's there. It's there. There's positive things to see. And again, for every time we see something not great in our minds, let's find 5 that are. And that will start to offset that balance in your relationships. And you know what it's like to be judged and to not be accepted. It's a painful, universal experience. It hurts. We've all been there. It really can hurt. And so do we want to create more of that or less of that? Because acceptance is a game changer. It truly is. And, I shudder to admit that the first time I was married for 22 years, before I divorced my husband, I judged him profusely. I mean profusely. I told him on a regular basis what I thought was wrong with him, what he needed to change so I could be happy, so we could be happy, so we could have a healthy marriage. I mean, really, on. And ironically, one of my greatest judgments of him was how critical he was of me. Seriously. I mean, you can relate to this, right? It's very interesting how that goes. So imagine, I wonder sometimes, what would have happened if we could have been like Cheryl and Jim and had total acceptance? Okay, because acceptance has many benefits. It really, for one thing, it's very empowering. It encourages empowerment in others when you feel accepted. And it sparks your creativity when you feel accepted. You're just free to be you and really answer the call and do what is yours to do. And it can open doors for you in ways that you can only imagine. Because everybody wants to be around an accepting person. It feels good to be around an accepting person. And it harbors authenticity most of all. When people feel accepted, they are themselves. And don't we want to all have people show up as themselves? Of course. Okay, so what about life? Life circumstances, those things that show up that we never wanted to have happen, right? Think of something. Maybe you're going through something right now that's really challenging, or maybe you have been not too long ago, whatever. But we can all think of something, whether it's right now or in our past. And resisting that, I don't want this, no, 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 is exhausting. It's exhausting. So ask yourself, how does it affect me that I resist this situation in my life that is? How is it affecting me that I am resisting this and not accepting it? And what is it costing me? Because it costs you a lot, of course. So you can accept or resist something. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because if I said to you right now, I want you to 100% accept whatever that awful thing is that you're going through. Maybe you got fired from your job. Maybe your bank account's dwindled down to nothing. Maybe your partner or spouse is threatening to leave. Maybe someone has died. Maybe your health is all up a mess. Whatever it is, if I said just go accept it 100%, you'd probably be like, I can't do that. That's too hard. I can't do it. It is hard. It does feel hard to think about trying to do that. Of course. I know. I've been there, right? But resisting what is, pushing against it, resisting it, fighting reality is actually even harder. It actually is. It requires another level of energy. Byron Katie, an author, teacher, self-help type person, teaches this, that you cannot argue with reality, she says. She says it's like you going to your cat and asking it to bark. Really? You want to fight what is? That's what it's like. Begging your cat to bark all day long. Beg it to bark, beg it to bark. Do anything you can to get it to bark. It's not going to bark because its reality is it's a cat. It's going to meow if it's going to do anything, or purr, or whatever, do what cats do. And so when you fight your own reality, you're really causing yourself an additional level of suffering because you're already going through a lot. It's already painful. It's already a struggle. And then you fight it, so you're adding another layer of stress and struggle. And let's acknowledge that the human experience we're talking about today does come with it extreme highs and very low lows. And then there's all those in-between experiences, right? So there's a flow. There's an ebb and flow to life. And sometimes life feels really easy and we just click along. And then sometimes something happens, we have a curveball, and it just can throw us completely off. But if we can have this foundation of grabbing on to acceptance and try to avoid the resistance, we will flow with that, even those really, really tough things better. So remember, it's very important when you are going through something to feel your feelings. I mean, I know you know this. You probably know all of this. And I want to remind you how important it is to honor the feelings, feel them, express them, find a safe, healthy way to manage those feelings so you can navigate it more easily. Because if you stuff the feelings or pretend they're not there or try not to feel, that is, again, another form of resistance. It's just going to make it even harder. Okay? So everybody's always doing the best they can, right? Including you, including me. We're all doing the best we can, no matter what. And guess what? I want you to really challenge yourself and think back over your life right now and some of those worst things you've ever been through. And think about what came after, later. did anything come that was really quite wonderful from the fallout of all of that? I'll give you an example. So on April 21st, 2013, a little over 11 years ago, my phone rang at midnight. And you never want your phone ringing at midnight, right? Because you know, oh no. So I answered the phone, and it was this person I did not know, saying she was from Missouri Valley Hospital up in Iowa. And she said, "I'm just so sorry to tell you, but your father died this evening." Now, I was really close to my dad, and he was 69 years old and had a heart attack. And he'd had a perfect physical 3 weeks earlier that he was bragging to all of us about. So it was really ironic and a shock, a horrible shock. And I remember being on the phone with her, and I'm trying to hear what she's telling me. And at the same time, I know enough what she's telling me. I'm thinking, no, I want to go back to my life 2 minutes ago. No, I don't want this to be true. I want to go back. Everything seems so normal 2 minutes ago. And now my life it's a whole new ballgame. So, of course, I wanted to resist it. Of course. But I had to learn to accept it. And it's a whole thing. You know, grief is a whole thing, right? But I'll tell you something. On my bucket list in life, I have a big, long bucket list, and on it at that time was to go on a mission trip internationally someday, to go on safari someday, and to visit the continent of Africa. Now, there were many other things on the bucket list. There still are. I'm checking them off here and there. But anyway, 2.5 years after my father died, someone that did not know about my bucket list walked up to me one day and invited me to go on this mission trip to where? Africa, with this organization I'd never heard of, Kansas to Kenya. And we were going to go for 2 weeks and serve the people of Africa. And then the last 2 days, he said, oh, and the big reward at the end is we take you on a 2-day safari. So there they all were, those 3 things in one bag. Now, this cost several $1,000s. And the only reason I had that $4,000 laying around was because my dad left it to me 2.5 years before. So that trip for me, just that I could go, felt like a miracle, and that I could have that experience and serve over there in that way and check those things off my bucket list. I mean, this trip meant so much to me. It was so life-changing. I wrote a book about it. So again, that, as far as I know, wouldn't have happened, at least not at that time, if it hadn't been for that. So there was a blessing that came out of a really, really difficult situation. So we want to look for those. We want to look for those. So, little quiz here. Every time at the end of this service, what are the 3 words that we say together? All is well. Right? Some of you say, all is swell. Either one works just fine the same way. All is well. Do we say, everything except this is well? Or, I have this list over here that's not well, but all those other things are well. Or, today it's well, yesterday stunk, but tomorrow who knows. No, we don't say that. We say all is well, with a capital A-L-L. And the Unity Movement also teaches us that the universe is a loving universe, and that everything is happening for you, not to you. For you. Wow. So if we can buy that, if we can buy into those unity beliefs, that is also a game changer. So I want you to trust yourself. I want you to trust life. I really do. Because the more you can move closer to total acceptance of yourself and others and life, the better you're going to feel. You'll be happier, you'll be healthier in every way, And if you cannot, and you continue to resist everything, you will feel more depressed. You will struggle more. You will be more bitter, and you will suffer more. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. So keep that in mind. And welcome to the table. I have gotten more feedback, I'll say, from dragging in a potato and an egg and coffee grinds to this service than you would ever believe, those of you that were not around, hanging around here before we started, but here we are. So I have this potato here. It's hard, it's kind of dirty, not great. And then there's this egg that's very, very fragile. If I drop this thing, not good. It's very, very fragile. And then the coffee grinds, they do smell good, but we wouldn't want to eat them right now, would we? No. Wouldn't feel good, wouldn't taste good, no. But if you heat all these things up, add hot water to their situations, and then we've got a baked potato, a mashed potato, French fries, whatever you like. We have a hard-boiled egg, we have scrambled eggs. It's much more solid, strong in any form you want, and tastes good and is nutritious. And of course, a good old cup of coffee warms your body and soothes your soul, right? So, just like for these things, when your life gets hot, when things heat up, and you know you're going to have to change, you're going to have to transform to get through it, trust it, because something far more beautiful or delicious will be on the other side. It really, really will. So Unity says that it is a way of life that leads to health, prosperity, and peace. And I believe total acceptance is also the path to those things as well. So may we all move down that path of total acceptance together is my prayer. Amen.
Waves are crashing over me, dreaming of an endless sea. I'm floating on the water, there's nothing really left of me. And everywhere I look, pure white, only memories of gentle fading pain. Been climbing over mountains, climbing through the clouds too. And angels all around me, and they're singing all about you too. Can hear them crystal clear, they take my hand, softly sing your name. I dreamt I lost my body, and I think I am in love. Your smile is like a beacon for miles and miles above. I'm hoping that you'll be there when the dream is gone and I am back in bed. The green hills and endless fields, sparkling water, all appeals. You're safe at home and I can't give in. Feel the pull to share again. And heaven's not yet home for me when I feel the living strength of a longing heart. When morning comes, dreams fade away. Which is real, I cannot say, but what's it really matter when it all feels the same? Well, I'm listening to you breathe and I can feel your warmth next to me. Reminds me of that ocean, reminds me of that endless sea. And all those dreams are nothing but a glimpse of what this morning light will bring. In the quiet morning sunrise, before we go about our day, whisper to your sleeping eyes all the things that I've left to say. Heaven's not yet home for us, let's try a little longer here on earth. When morning comes, dreams fade away. Which is real, I cannot say, but what's it really matter when it all feels the same?
Okay. Let's get comfortable. Have a little time of meditation together. Close your eyes if you'd like. Let's take some deep breaths. Know that as you're relaxing here, breathing on your own pace, your own way, that you are so loved. You are so loved. You are 100% accepted. There is nothing you can do to separate yourself from love, from pure love, nothing. Please rest in that thought for a moment here. With every breath you breathe, I want you to breathe in that love and acceptance that is available to you. And let it reside within. Let it just sink into your soul fully. And connect to that love you have within you. You have great love within you, endless, limitless love within you. And imagine radiating that out to everyone around you. You cannot run out of this love. It is limitless. And it's powerful. and say to yourself, I love and accept myself just as I am. I love and accept myself just as I am. And I love and accept all others just as they are. Just as they are. I love and accept all just as they are. And I trust life. I know it loves me. It watches over me. It has my back. Everything is happening for me. For me. And for the greater good of all. Breathe it all in. And sit with it in a moment, for a moment. Knowing all is well.
We're just going to rest with those words one moment. We're going to bring it one step deeper. We're going to sing those words together. We're going to sing it. I am safe to be me. I am safe to be me. We're going to sing it 3 times. I am safe to be me. I am safe to be me. I am safe to be me. And now we're going to sing, I am free to be me. 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 And all is well. All is well. All is well.
Why is everything so crystal clear? Times I can't explain. I'm dancing in the clouds with you, then crashing down like rain. I'm lonely, then I'm free, overcomplicating me. The circles that I run in joy and pain. I'm dressed in blue, 2 sides of the same. Why is everything a struggle when I've bathed in knowing light? I know I feel you near me when these shadows cloud my sight. I'm lost and then I'm found. Each day I hit the ground to trust in you. my shelter than my pain. I'm dressed in blue, two sides of the same. Well, I have run this race so long, I don't know my rights, and I can't guess your wrongs. If I could spin this tale my way, I'd flip all the coins to the sides where you stay, to the sides where you stay. I'm dressed in blue, two sides of the same. Why is everything so black and white when I've been trying to paint in gray? Trying to let these pieces fall and sending love your way. I'm grateful and I'm sad, dwelling on the times we had. My book of life, all these pages at your grace. I'm dressed in blue, two sides of the same. I have run this race so long, I don't know my rights, and I can't guess your wrongs. If I could spin this tale my way, I'd flip all the coins to these sides where you stay, to the sides where you stay. I'm dressed in blue, two sides of the same. Well, they're the same.
Thank you. And as our ushers come forward now for our time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And as the love offering is collected, let's join Holly in singing, We Let It Be.
Wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
And here's our prayer of thanks. Please listen. We are grateful and we bless the flow of good that supports our unity community. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again. And so it is. Amen. And now for our opportunities. A special welcome to our guests today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like more information about Unity of Lawrence or the Unity movement, please pick up a welcome packet in the foyer. The second Sunday potluck is today. Please join us downstairs for great food and fellowship. Dovetailing off of Cindy's wonderful message about total acceptance, I accepted that bag of pre-made salad was just going to go straight into the trash if I left it at home. So I brought it with me today. So you all can feast upon that pre-made bag of salad. So please, there's plenty of food, even if you didn't bring anything. Please, as a reminder, we have open meditation on Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. right here in the sanctuary. Everyone is welcome. Unity World Day of Prayer is this Thursday and Wednesday. Okay, 2 days. As we unite hearts and minds with people from around the globe, this year we are affirming together, fueled by faith, I can move mountains. More information in the foyer. The men and those who identify as male fellowship group continues Thursdays at 7 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Unity's Got Talent show is this Friday, September 13th, and our music director, Holly, has some special information about that.
Those of you who have signed up for the show, please try to arrive by 6 p.m. if you're able. We will have our sound system set up, so if you have an instrument, we'll have that up here and ready to plug in. And we have the mics ready for you all. It's going to be a beautiful show. We're going to finish it off with a special experiential thing for the Sound Evolution Sound Lab, so you guys might get to experience that, and it should be a good time, so please come out and support the event if you're able.
Great, thank you so much. And it's my understanding that the sign-up is completely full, so it's going to be a jam-packed evening, seeing everyone's talents and sharing in that. The next Art in the Now class, it will be Friday, September 20th at 6:30. Please see Phil Rogers if you have any questions. The women's and those who identify as female is Thursday, September 26th at 6:30. If you need a ride, drivers are available. Please just see Nancy to coordinate. The next Sound Healer Collective event is on Friday, September 27th at 7 p.m. Join our collective of regional sound practitioners for an extra special evening of healing vibrations, clearing, relaxation, and restoration. Bring a friend and a yoga mat and pillow if you wish. It's only a $15 suggested donation. We will be offering a new membership class this fall, so please join us. We now have the dates. Our first class is going to be on September 22nd, also the 29th, as well as October 6th. And then the fourth class will be October 13th, right after the potluck. I should say that all the classes start immediately following the service, but for the fourth one, which will start immediately following the potluck. If you are participating in the class, you'll need to go to all 4 of the membership classes. There's still time to register and sign up, so please see the registration sheet in the foyer. Oh, and it also says, bring a lunch with you. So if you come to the membership class. All right, and please join us next Sunday when Jay Pryor will bring us the message, Let's See What Spirit Has to Say, with special music by Sugarfoot Detour. And now it's time to rise as you are able to sing the peace song.